Like most of these trails, you'll need to go down a dirt forest road to get here. Don't miss this turn, or you'll have to go all the way to the ski resort and back again to get another shot at it. This hike was beautiful, but also quite difficult. You can find more info in the notes below. Unlike most of these trailheads, this one is short and has a secret parking area if you arrive late or don't want to make the drive. It is only about a mile long, and the road is fairly decent, but the road is so narrow that plants are touching both sides of our car in some places. If you have proximity alarm sensors on your car, this may be a loud or musical ride. In most places, if a car comes the other way, there is no choice but for someone to back up. The parking here is quite limited. Around that corner to the left, there are just a couple of real spots and about 10 roadside spaces, with another handful of overflow spaces down here. We arrived at 7:30 and got the last of the overflow spots, but somehow the number of vehicles nearly doubled by the time we got back, and they were all down the road. Be careful where you park. Hot car parts in contact with dry brush occasionally start fires. This hike doesn't waste any time on a warm-up. It is steep right from the start. Up to Trap Lake, it is mostly tree-covered, but it bursts out of the trees at least every half mile, with surprise views of mountains or a meadow each time. A couple openings even featured ripe berries. The trail is a little rooty and rocky, with some big steps, but overall, it is in good shape and easy to follow. Sorry, due to the number of people on the trail, I can't show you as much of the terrain as I normally do. The climb above Trap Lake was one of my favorite sections. The flowers were prolific, and there was a sprinkle of fall color starting to join the mix. And of course, the lake shimmered like a jewel. I felt like every turn just kept getting better. Just as the path seems to veer away from the lake, there is also a faint trail that continues to wrap around the basin. It is easy to miss. From this junction on, the trail is a bit more wild. The part that wraps around the lake was a narrow, loose trail with some bushwhacking and mild scrambling. Beyond that, the trees fall away, and you get to wander through rock formations. Some climbers were up on that big spire when we got back. There are some pretty cool balancing rocks and countless animal faces to be found in the rocks. You see the raven there, right? You'll work your way through a couple of boulder fields, which require mild scrambling. In most places, hiking poles can prevent you from having to use your hands. There are usually multiple route options, so take the rock stacks with a grain of salt. Thunder Mountain is one of those lakes where you come over the crest and there it is. It was a hot day and a couple people were swimming in the crystal clear water. As we drew closer, we noticed that one of them was actually snorkeling. Not something I've ever seen hiking before. The rock outcropping on the far side of the lake appeared to have a rough trail up its face, so we scrambled up to have a look. The slope was quite loose, but nice and solid at the top. The views from up there were incredible. First we dubbed it Little Thunder Mountain, but then we discovered that our elevation was just a hair higher than the proper Thunder Mountain, so we decided to call it Thunder Mountain 2 instead. There are 2 lakes, so it seems fitting that each one gets their own mountain. The scramble back down wasn't horrible, but just after I got down, someone dislodged some stones that hit someone else below. No blood was shed, but it was pretty scary. Thank you for joining us on this adventure. There are hiking resources below and information on free ways to help support this channel. The easiest is liking and subscribing. Thank you. Happy exploring.